Hey, good morning, everybody. Alan Snel here with LVSportsBiz.com. Joining me is Dana White, president of UFC. Dana, you're coming off an incredible weekend, and I wanted to get some of your thoughts about the kind of pressure you may have faced pulling this thing off, because let's face it, it was more than just another UFC event. You had a lot riding on this. The whole country is watching. The president of the United States is counting on you to pull this thing off. What was the pressure? What was your mindset going into the weekend in terms of pulling off this UFC 249 event?
Yeah, normally I go into a fight and I'm really excited about the fights. I was excited just to get this one behind me and make sure that it went off without a hitch, and everybody was safe, and it was a success in every single way that it could have been successful. So. And I had fun at the fights too, so it was a good night.
When you were in on that meeting with the president and along with the other sports league commissioners, what was the mentality during that phone call when everyone knew that it was on your shoulders to be the first one out of the gate to pull this thing off? Because obviously, I assume the other commissioners were watching you and just watching to see how things went this weekend.
Yeah, well, the call that the president had was really, really well done. Believe me, I've been on a lot of calls in my lifetime that we've hung up, and I've been like, all right, I just wasted, an hour and a half of my life on that call. This wasn't one of those calls. The president did a great job, I thought, and I thought that all the heads of the leagues had great questions, great input, and the calls were very productive. And those calls were instrumental in me building the 30-page deck that I gave to the governor of Nevada and Florida. And now, we're sharing that with the leagues, and not just here in the United States, but all over the world. And some cities have asked us for it, so it's been very good.
Since this weekend, Dana, have you talked with Adam Silver or Goodell or Bettman or any of these guys about some guidelines that you might want to offer them?
No, I haven't talked to any of those guys, but people on my team have been talking to people from, like I said, different leagues all over the world.
Let me ask you about this. I thought this was kind of an interesting scenario. The NBA had one guy on Utah test positive. They shut everything down. You had one fighter from Florida. He tested positive, and you guys said, hey, the system worked. All systems go for the next day. Walk me through the mentality of why would the NBA shut down their league, but you guys forged right ahead with your show the next day?
Well, to be fair to the NBA, I think when they did that, this was early on when this thing first.
It was 2 months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we know more than we knew then, and we're now in a phase where testing is available. We can get the testing, and we can test everybody leading up to the event. I actually commend the NBA that they were actually testing then. You know what I mean? The fact that they were actually testing then is massive. So, we put all this in place right now today. By Saturday, we will have done 1,100 tests, not including last Saturday, right? Somebody's going to test positive, but that's why we're doing it. We're doing it to make sure. What we want to do is we want to make sure somebody who's positive, we find out before the fight, not 3 days after the fight.
Talk about the report that you submitted to the Florida Athletic Commission, because from what I understand, you'd like to have a fight event on the 23rd, I believe. That's only a week from Saturday.
Yeah.
Are you looking for that at the Apex?
Yeah. So I want to do that in Vegas. It's obviously much safer for us, me, my staff, the fighters and everybody, for us to be in Vegas at our own place that we've built and designed for this. So I'm hoping that I can go on the 23rd in Vegas. And, but I can tell you this, if you're somebody out there and you're looking to get back to work and you have some type of event, come to Florida first. This is the place to come do it. The governor has been great. The mayor of Jacksonville has been incredible. The athletic commission. It's much safer when the government works with you.
What's your call on whether you think you'll be able to have this event on the 23rd? Have you been in touch with anyone from the Florida Athletic Commission yet? I'm sorry, the Nevada Athletic Commission.
Yeah, we're working with them now.
Do you have a sense of whether that's going to happen or not?
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping it's a yes. I mean, I'm pulling off 3 in a week here, in another state that I don't even live in and that I don't have the facilities that I have in Las Vegas. Imagine how much safer it can be in Vegas.
So let's talk about the event on Saturday. I mean, I assume that you cleared 7 figures for pay-per-view buys. I mean, how did that go? How many pay-per-views did you have on Saturday?
It did very, very well. Like I say, when you talk about this event as a successful event, it was successful in every way that you could possibly measure success.
So are we talking 3, 4, 5 million buys? I mean, what are we talking about here, Dana?
I don't think we give our numbers out, but it did well. There's some rumors floating around coming out of ESPN right now. So
mid 7 figures, would you say?
It did well.
And that was what, $65 per unit?
Yeah, 60, 65, 69, something. Yeah. It was a good weekend.
What's that?
I had a good weekend.
If you had moved ahead, let's say there was no pandemic, you moved ahead with the event at the Barclays Center, right, in Brooklyn, how many pay-per-view buys would you have had at that event versus the one that you just cleared this past weekend?
Well, if I did that event at Barclays, if that went off the way it was supposed to, it would have been Khabib versus Tony, a fight people have been dying to see for a very long time. Pay-per-views would have been massive, and I would have had a $5.5 million gate.
So for your future UFC events, do you have any sense of when you think your next event would be in terms of having fans at the venue?
Oh no, I until testing technology gets much better than it is now. The president was telling me there's something coming where you'd be able to lick a tab and it would tell you if you have it or not. When we get to that level of testing, I think you can start having fans again.
And talk a little about the event on the 23rd here in Las Vegas. What is talk a little about the details on that deal?
Well, there isn't yet. I mean, I'm still trying to get this thing approved, and hopefully, the governor and the commissioners let me do it. And I'll put together a card for ESPN.
When do you think you'll know about whether you get the green light here in Las Vegas?
Hopefully this weekend.
And were any of the athletic commission guys, did they come to Florida to check out how you're doing your event?
No.
And what's going on with, everyone wants to know, when is this Justin Gaethje going to take on Khabib? I mean, that's everyone is waiting for that. That seems to be and then you have Connor as the little sideshow on the side there. What's going on with Justin versus Khabib?
Yeah, I'm working on that fight right now. Hopefully I'll have that thing done for summer or September.
And are you looking for that here in Las Vegas?
I don't know where that'll be yet. I don't know.
Okay, so
might have to happen on Fight Island.
Is that a possibility too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's more than likely Fight Island because it's going to be tough to get people in and out of the country. And when you do a Khabib fight, Khabib likes a lot of his teammates on the card. So we'll see. And
obviously, you have to wait until Ramadan ends, which is past June. So you got to work around that.
Exactly. Oh, and it goes to June. I didn't even know that went to June.
I think so. I think it's going a little longer. So, have you heard from the president? I mean, did he follow up with any phone calls? You got a great shout out in the video during the event.
Yeah, he called me that night. He called me the night of the fight and said congratulations.
What did he say regarding sports in the future? Did you get a sense that he looked at you as kind of being the vanguard to open up the sports industry in this country?
Yeah, he said, I knew you were the guy. I knew you'd get this done. Congratulations.
That's awesome. Well, listen, Dana, get some sleep, man. You look a little tired.
I'm tired, man. I'm tired.
Well, listen, I look forward to seeing you in Las Vegas. I'm really pulling for you for the 23rd. We're talking 10 days away, man. If you can pull off the Las Vegas event, my hat's off to you. But like you said, it seems like the Florida officials have been a little more accommodating and inviting to you than here in Nevada.
Much more.
Okay. Well, listen, Dana, be well, stay safe. How's your health? How are you holding up?
I'm good. I feel great. Other than I'm exhausted, I feel great.
All right, get some rest, and I'll be watching you Wednesday and Saturday nights.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
You bet. Take care, Dana.